Good. Thank you very much. My name is Sisay from Fraunhofer Fit, and my colleague, Marta, is from
Barcelona
BSC,
Supercomputing
Barcelona
Center.
Computing Center. And we are going to tell you a bit about the part of the knowledge project, which is the human model generation with human in the loop. It is we will quickly show you not the entire detail, but we'll quickly show you the challenges and how we involve the human in the development of model. So the goals are basically we have the AI model developers, the technical AI engineers, and we have a domain experts, the actual users, and the communication between the two is through the developed model, and that has often a problem. So this is what this task is going to handle. Has handled, so to say. So the development of an AI pipeline that will accept the data that you just heard from our colleague Eduardo, and so that's the first one. That is the data collection, security, and management. So that is the part that Eduardo presented. And when this data is available, then this should be used in the development of the AI model. And then the human will have a say, will have to give feedback, will have to evaluate the model, and then give feedback for development again before the model is published. And once the model is published, then the user can download, check the model, and deploy in their own system. So then we will go into the details. So Marta is going to talk about the workflow. Then we'll come back to the demos of the small video at the end.
So here we can see the overall process, the couple in 4 steps. The first one, we see the model creation. Then we switch to model validation, retraining, and evaluation. So during this process, we saw below the main two components participating, the HMBT AI kit and the human in the loop. The HMBT AI kit is a component that it's mainly devoted for deploying the solutions in the edge, fog, and cloud, and also for launching, training, inference, and retraining processes. Of course, apart this component, we have the orchestrator that it's running in the background that also will help to deploy everything with the right resources. So in the human in the loop, we will see afterwards with more detail. We try to make the user more participative during this whole process of training a model. And then we found afterwards the retraining and evaluation processes to try to make sure that this knowledge injection has actually worked. So let's go to see each of the processes with more detail. In the model creation, what we do is to define the task that we want to solve, classification, regression, whatever we want to execute, the data that we are using and from where we are getting this data. Also, we can choose among the different data sources that before Eduardo showed. And then we define the action that we want to perform. Maybe we can choose, we want to train algorithm. Also, we can execute inference or retraining. But this one, in this step, we will just train a model. During the model validation, we want to make sure that a model that has been trained is actually performing. The performance it's already good or not. So we have 2 options. If we see that the performance is successful, we can actually make this model visible in the knowledge repository. So this model will be can be shared. Let's put it in that way. Otherwise, if the model, if the performance of the model is not good, we may try to find the set of hyperparameters that can that can help to achieve a better performance. So when we want to retrain the model, the human in the loop component is going to provide this set of hyperparameters in order to retrain the model again. Just for you to know that the hyperparameters are just parameters that participate during the training process. So here we are assuming that we have this information. We have also a model already in the platform, and we want to retrain it. Again, we will use the HMData kit and the orchestration to start the whole process. Then in the last step, in the model evaluation, we take again the model back from the knowledge depot and see if actually it's working properly. And we may want to start again the process of retraining or just deploy the model and make it available for the rest of the partners. In addition, we also may inject some feedback in this during this process, just for the developers to know what is going on, if it's actually going something really wrong or not. Then we jump to the results.
Yeah, so as already said before, so yeah, we're exchanging roles because she's doing the model development. I'm doing the development of the system where the human is involved. So here there are challenges that the human in the loop solve it. So that is where the domain expert has a say. So which parameters are considered to build the model, and if there is a problem, then that information is given back to the AI developer. And once the model is published and that's available for download and use, then the domain expert will be able to check it, and only if it makes sense, if it does solve the problem, shall it be considered. So the two phases are, the first one is in actual development phase, and the second one is on the usage phase.
In the context of the HMData kit, the one launching the retrainings and trainings and inferences, we can choose among different lists of algorithms. We have implemented more than 25 algorithms coming from deep learning and also machine learning. So also it's like a system that is easy to scale if you want to add more algorithms from different frameworks. The reproducibility is also quite easy because we are tracking the whole process. We are using the knowledge depot to store the results as well. As Eduardo presented before, we have different data connectors available as well, from which we can get data from, different types of problems that we can solve, classification, regression, and optimization, that after in the use cases we will see in deep. And in case that we are not sure about the list of hyperparameters to use, we can also ask for the system to execute an automatic hyperparameter tuning, in which once it's deployed, you can, depending on the resources that you have, you can execute in a distributed way or just sequentially. Among the optimizations to be choose, we have implemented Bayesian, but there are also other options that, depending on the needs, you can customize. Now we jump to the demos.
Yeah, so we have a small video that shows the process of model validation for training. So as you can see, the user will download the model, which is already created, and feed some data into it, and see the performance. So then the configuration, what are the configurations considered? These are the hyperparameters. So then the parameters are checked, and this is sent to the retraining process. So if it is acceptable and not acceptable. Yeah, so it's your next one. No, it's next. It's so this is it's repeating. So this is a retraining.
So small. So this is the process that is run in background when after launching the human AI in the loop, we receive the set of hyperparameters from these components, and then we start choosing the best selection of them. In that case, we are running a random forest model. Of course, this model is already in the platform, so we are just downloading it and executing the optimization process. Once this model is already retrained, we send the model back to the knowledge repository. And now we jump to the model evaluation.
So wait,
It's the other one.
so it's repeating.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a model evaluation. So this is the a part where the model is available for the public to download and use. So then I will download the model as an end user, then test this model with my own data, not the data that is used for development. So then I will load my test data, so this, a small piece of my data, and then see how well it's performing. And in the end, you will see if it is fine or not. Then I can get this percentage down here. I don't know if it's visible here. So there is this percentage accuracy. This is 97% accurate. I am happy. So then I can indicate that I'm okay with it and download and use it. And if I'm not happy, then I will reject it and then give feedback. And I will not use this model from this marketplace up until there is a next update of this model. So in this case, it is the domain expert is not happy, and indicated that he is going to reject it, and then this information is sent back to the AI engineer who is going to rebuild this model, because it didn't satisfy the end user. So with this, we end our talk, and if you have questions, comments, you're welcome.
You mentioned the hyperparameter tuning.
Mhm.
Can you open that a little bit up? What does it actually mean?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The hyperparameter is the model. When the AI model is built, it will consider different criteria to make a final decision. And for these criteria, there are different values. So, for example, if it is considering temperature and pressure to make a decision that this machine is not operating well, and it will give a higher weight for temperature, lower weight for pressure, and then it makes this decision. So this is sometimes for the user, it may be the case that, okay, the machine is too hot, but it is fine, and there is some unexpected pressure. Then if the system, the model is considering this temperature, giving it a higher value, but actually it's because of the pressure that it should be rejected or whatever. So this is the hyperparameter for parameter consideration. So you can add.
Yeah, I can complement in a different way.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that we are applying artificial intelligence. So models have to learn. So they go through a learning process. The way that we can optimize and try to fit information during this learning process is through the hyperparameter. So depending on the algorithm that we are running, we have different set of let's say parameters that you can tune in order to change this training, this learning process, like, I don't know, add more time, maybe take more data, different parameters that affect the learning. Also, this can lead to a better performance, more time of training. So these really have an impact on the training process. So you have to be really knowledgeable of how to do it well. For these people that they don't have this knowledge, we have this automatic hyperparameter tuning. This can help them to go through this process without having this expert knowledge background.